People with learning disabilities find it difficult to cope with day-to-day life. A learning difficulty is not an illness, but is a permanent condition. Although many people can learn and live good lives when given the right support. Hi, I'm Josh Ryan. Here are some facts I've just learned about people with learning disabilities. About 2% of the population have a learning disability. 1 in 3 people said someone had been rude or offensive to them in the last year, and in most cases, the person was a complete stranger. That's just awful. And here's another. More than 1 in 10 say that they never feel confident. But with a bit of luck, that will change. We've come to Autism Anglia in Durham to find out more about autism from the experts. I've come to speak to Mr. Rogers, Service Manager of Autism Anglia. What is autism?
Okay, autism is a processing disorder of the brain, which means if you have autism, people process information differently to what we would consider everyday people. That can be verbal communication, that can be our senses, smell, touch. It can also manifest in transitional periods when moving from one environment into another.
What are the difficulties of living with autism?
On communication, and obviously if we're unable to communicate with each other, life can become very frustrating. Imagination, and again we use our imaginations on a daily basis. And for instance, just an example of imagination, I drop the pen, yeah. Now you know the pen's behind the desk, right? But if you haven't got, if your imagination is impaired, really that pen has just disappeared because you can't see it. And if you can't see it, it's not there. That's imagination. You guys know it's there because you're using your imagination, yeah? But somebody with autism, something like that could disappear. And I've had experience of times where somebody may have thrown a slipper in the air and it never landed because it got stuck on a shelf. Well, that person got really upset, I mean really, really intensely upset because that slipper never landed. In his mind, it's, you know, I don't know what he was thinking, but he could not imagine for 1 minute that it was on the shelf. Do you know what I mean? Once we got the slipper down, put it with the other slipper, he was relieved, you know, so that's an example about imagination.
What forms of support does Autism Anglia give?
Autism Anglia supports, we have 2 homes, residential homes, one in Durham, one in Norwich. Basically, we support people with everyday life skills that we take for granted, i.e. getting up in the morning, getting washed, their self-cares. We also support people to access the community, which is also very important, that everybody has the same opportunities that we have, being able to go to a pub, being able to go to the shop, buy a newspaper, very basic things that we take for granted. A person with autism may not understand how to actually complete that task. So we help people do those sort of things, what you would consider to be everyday life activities. We also support people to actually enrich their lives with new opportunities, give them to try new things and broaden their horizons basically. So we support them for day activities as well. As I say, a lot of that is very community based because that's where we like to be. But we also have the study centre if we need somewhere more personal to do a session, and we have tutors here that can do that. We also assist the service users with the planning and implementation of their holidays. Going on holiday is another important aspect, but that's a big change for somebody with autism to come out of their home environment into a total new one and actually be on holiday. So we have to look at that, and all the guys get to go away on a yearly basis. We regularly review the service users' well-being on a regular basis, and we have a psychology team where we review any incidents that do occur within the homes are reviewed thoroughly, and we look at new methods and new strategies in order to help relieve those anxieties of that person. And it's also good training for the staff to be able to open their minds to new ideas and new ways of working.
Are there any positive aspects of autism?
Absolutely. Like I said, these guys know how to have fun like nobody else, okay? They party very hard. They love to dance. A lot of them love music. Like to have fun and do fun things. And we go to Pleasurewood Hills. We go to Alton Towers and create those opportunities as much as possible. And their personalities behind the autism, like I said, is a blooming personality, and each one of them. We have some guys who will make you laugh on a daily basis just from their interactions with you. So yes, they do. It's very a positive thing. And when we structure the routines and enable somebody to actually accomplish something, it's very rewarding for them as well. Their self-esteem and their confidence, and it helps grow a person. So yeah, absolutely. They have more fun, like I said, more fun than what I do on a weekly basis, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, they are. They're a great bunch to work with, really, all of them. All the ones within our service. Been, a really fun-loving guys and girls. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.